just playing. But that being said, Bensen doesn't want the warm up, so we're just gonna hop right in.
Yeah, so it looks like we have Metro to start, which is not surprising. It seems like Bensen does like to pick that on his first pick, at least so far in the tournament. And it looks like he's staying to that to the very end.
It's definitely Bensen's map. Not what you'd expect, but
ooh, and we actually have that bomb strat closing the door, preventing any chance of actually getting back in there.
To play around that is very difficult. You have to pretty much get in the lead. Or so Bensen really knowing them, just showing his map knowledge, you know, it's pretty much always best to hold the bomb for those scenarios. Oh, Bensen jumping off of that door gets him a good amount. Gets him a good amount of extra speed.
Yeah, and it looks like both players making that top jump there, which gives you a very good opportunity for a slope there. Also Bensen holding onto that bomb, possibly wants to do the same strat as last time. Just have to see if he's able to maintain a lead for that.
Oh my goodness. I thought that ball was also gonna hit him. This game has been so back and forth. Wow.
Yeah, and it looks like Bensen carrying that lead with the ice and the boost. I'm actually quite surprised that well, actually, wait, this is dirt, my bad. Actually quite surprised that Bensen was able to keep in that, despite all of that.
And that's it. Derp's gonna win on Metro. I think it's the first time we've seen Bensen lose Metro.
Yeah, I believe so. That's actually quite an upset for him.
Yeah, that's interesting. That was some very good item play coming up from Derp, especially after that first bomb. It can be very easy to give up hope after that kind of like just instant loss. But he uses items very smart. For instance, Bensen ran out of boost after they hit the slopes at the beginning of Metro, right after you finish. And Derp had a pulse and he used it there, and Bensen just there was no way he could recover.
Yeah.
So now it's Derp's pick.
Yeah, so I actually just checked the official rules, and it does say best of 15, so that's what we're going to be doing here. So there was a bit of confusion, but it is not a best of 11. Alright, but it looks like we have Ocean Slide as our second map here.
Wow. Both of those players opted to take a different route. Ben's taking the top and taking the bottom. It made for a very visually appealing race. It's not every day you get to see more than one route utilized on the map, so it is always nice to see that both routes have their own map.
Yeah, and it looks like they're so far ahead that he actually cams from like across the map, which is not something that we see super often, but it's quite funny to see here at the very least.
So the one thing I will say about Ocean Slide is it often lends itself a lot of slower gameplay in the long run because the routes are the most difficult to do. They are kind of hard, but I feel like a lot of top level players are pretty good, which is always interesting because there's also not that many items on the map. It's one of the few maps I think it has like 3 items in the default path.
Yeah, and it looks like both players opting to go for the route that does have the items on them. So, you know, clearly trying to make use of those items here. It's like Bensen also opting for quite a risky route. He like barely dodges those boxes on the bottom of the map.
He really sent that pulse flying when he released it mid grapple. I don't think I've ever seen a pulse go that far. I feel like.
Yeah, so it looks like Dirt may very well win, and he does.
Derp taking that one convincingly 3-0 Benson, just being slightly outperformed and then getting out-itemed. From the it is much harder to come back in this game than it looks. Also, that is, being behind is definitely a detriment, not a benefit. So we're going on the theme part.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got another round on here. Seen this map also quite a bit today.
Oh my! Benson, I think shot that who shot that ball, but it ended up working out in Benson's favor. My goodness, he managed to turn out quite around.
Benson
Wow.
actually going for a very niche route, just going all the way around the map, skipping the entire right-hand section to get back in the lead there. Which is actually quite difficult. The camera doesn't really prioritize that section unless you do it quite perfectly. Yeah, so it looks like Benson actually trying to go for this route again. We'll have
and
to
he
see
did get it again.
He does.
Benson being just consistent at this one route. If you're good, if you can do it, then it can be a very powerful route, but it's very hard to do consistently.
Yeah, so it looks like Derp's actually gonna take this
and as you can see here,
just normally.
It is a very costly route as well. It takes a good amount of boost to be able to do that, and so that actually is contributing to Benson's overall losses.
Oh, actually, that ball actually not hitting Derp, which is surprising.
Oh my goodness! But then it did hit Derp. Oh, that ball! I remember they changed the mechanic for balls. It used to be that it was out for a set amount of time. That was like maybe 5 seconds, and then they upped it to like 15.
Yeah, I think they changed it from like 3 or 5 seconds to like 20 seconds, which basically means it stays for the entire lap if you follow along with it.
So now we have Derp 3-0 to 3-0ing Benson, 3-2 on that map. Obviously, Derp's really showing a whole new level of play. Or not new level, but a very different level, a different side of him than I was expecting. But Derp often has a bit of a childish association with him in the community, I find. So definitely showing that he's coming to his own right. And so we're going into Pitfall. Oh.
Well, looks like Benson disconnected.
Not quite sure what's happening. I'm assuming this was a disconnection because something happened with his computer. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now, because he is completely offline.
We'll give him a few minutes to reconnect, but
if not, that would be very unfortunate, but it would mean that Derpiculous does win the tournament.
Oh, it looks like he actually did call a break, although it wasn't acknowledged by anyone.
That is my bad. That is our bad. He's taking a toilet break then. Not a big deal. He has, I think it's 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I believe we have 10 minutes.
You can take 5 minutes. A maximum time of 5 minutes. But he's taking a bathroom break, so he just has to go to the bathroom. So in the meantime, if there's any questions you guys have for us about the stream, about tournaments, about just something in the community that maybe we know about, feel free to ask.
Yeah, and just for anyone who wasn't here earlier, it seems like, or rather, I would just like to remind everyone that there are future tournaments planned. We actually have EDAC hosting one next week. I believe just a single match, an exhibition match between 2 players. So you can keep an eye out for that if you're interested in watching more games like this.
Lab is banned because during the 2018 season it wasn't really out, so then nobody really had any usage of that. And also it introduces a whole new mechanic to the game called Boostacola, which I assume most people haven't really experimented with too much. Hopefully that came through clearly and not like a robot the entire time.
Yeah, so Lab, again, Lab was just not, wasn't part of the tournament for the first week. Or actually, I guess it was, but it came out basically the day before, so players didn't really have time to practice it. And it has also received some changes because it is still in the process of being balanced, so it is not a map that a lot of players are familiar with, nor would it be fair to expect everyone to play it just on the spot here.
All right, so Benson's back online. Looks like he's back on his toilet break. So that is the one and only break that he gets. If he needs to use the restroom again, I'm sure he can talk to the other contender, and if they can come to some kind of response, and that's obviously just letting everybody know. He might need a new invite. I don't know. Sometimes that's a little bit weird thing as well. Wait, what? Yeah, it is 3-0 because Benson picked first. Or no, he just no, yeah, it was 3-0. We were about to play Pitfall. It was Derp's pick. All right, and with that, now we got both people back in the room. Hey, we can go
So
into.
it should be good to go. So we'll have to see if Benson can bring it back. Although this will be match point now after that break, so this could be the final match, depending on how things go.
All right, Benson, can you please refrain from that kind of and I believe this is the first time I've verbally warned you, but I believe you did do it.
Yeah, and if you do that again, we will have to disqualify you. Alright, so it looks like playing Pitfall got... I'm not sure we already played this. That was the random work last time.
Last time Benson left right beforehand to go to the bathroom, so it was just a little weird. Did we have it in the
I
last?
believe we already picked this map as the first or second map.
No, the first map was Benson's pick. We did theme park, or yeah, we did theme park, and that was the third pick. We did Metro first, and then we did Derb's pick, which was actually was it Pitfall? I don't think it was Pitfall. What did Derp pick? Is this? I'm fairly certain this is the map that Derp picked as Benson left to go to the toilet.
Hey, fair enough.
Thank you. It was. I don't think it was Mansion.
Yeah, we have gotten Pitfall quite often here, though, so
try not to
it's
talk
easy
in the
to
chat
forget.
while they go.
Yeah, so it looks like Derp's gonna take these first 2 rounds. It might be difficult for Benson to.
There's Ocean's Derp comments.
And it looks like Benson trying to get that hook in there, but Derp actually throwing out a shockwave at the right time to make sure that he didn't have to slow down at all for that.
There's an unfortunate box there against Benson. Nothing he could have really done to try and get that speed. Also, that's.
Yeah, so it looks like Derp is actually going to win this tournament.
I mean, he still has 3 more matches.
Actually, oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, like so many best of 7s. Jesus. Okay, so we actually have
now it is Benson's pick.
We actually have at least another 4 matches. For some reason, I thought it was match point. I think I said that at the beginning of the round.
You're good.
Alright. Yeah.
Going into this. Silo is. I think we see Silo one other time. Oh, Benson actually getting the shortcut from at the beginning.
Yeah, and they're actually hitting that spike there, unfortunately.
That's very painful. Happens to the best. It is also interesting to note that it is possible that Derp could have possibly locked off the shortcut route before Benson managed to go through it, but he did, hit the spike wheel, so we'll never know.
Yeah, and it looks like Benson having a strong start on this on Silo so far.
Silo, one of those maps that I think is a little bit more item heavy.
It has much different mechanics than the other maps.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the only issue with Silo being that sometimes the items will kind of like have some weird glitches where they won't show up on your screen for some reason. And I'm not sure if it's still a bug or not, but it looked like it was, so.
Yeah, so it looks like they're actually managing to dodge those items there and just keep all of his speed through that section.
He really threaded his own needle. He shot the ball to get Benson and then just barely didn't get hit by it himself, it looked like. Oh, and Benson trying to make Derp do the loop 1 extra time. You can actually bomb somebody back. Not quite able to get.
And it looks like they're getting an ice at a very nice place there. It's actually very hard to dodge since you can't only just basically slide there. You also have to worry about the other player icing and going back into the tube on the other side.
Oh, and Benson managed to get that shortcut with the rocket. You saw Derp attempt to do it, and then he also for the in the game.
Yeah, and that's actually quite a difficult strat to get consistently. So it's not surprising, many attempts on that. But it is quite interesting to see Benson using that in this round and succeeding in that. So it looks like Benson's actually going to take that map, and we're going to be playing on to the 6th game.
So yeah, that's 4-1. Finally got on the board. So now we're gonna be seeing another Derp map. Thus far, I don't think think Derp hasn't lost on his pick yet. Did Derp lose on any of his picks in the previous 2 games? I don't think he did in the last one. So it should be interesting to see if he wins again. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be doing a city run.
Alright. Yeah, so we do have, once again, city run. And it looks like actually that the ice doing a lot of harm right there.
Savage. He used one item and then just destroyed him. There was no coming back.
Yeah, it was actually a bit surprising because it didn't really like stop him from moving, but it definitely slowed him down enough just to end it right there.
Oh, Bensen managing to hit Derp with that rocket, and Derp not able to turn around with enough speed to actually hit this slope. Very well done.
And it looks like player's not actually hitting that switch, so they're having to go all the way around. But Bensen actually using a rocket to open that door early, which is interesting.
It's also I've never seen both players take the bottom route there.
Yeah, it's definitely something that doesn't happen super often, although when the first player doesn't hit that switch and goes up there, oftentimes they close the route for the next player, even if they go for that switch.
Bensen was living by the skin of his teeth for so long there, just barely jumping over some boxes and grappling down to stay up. Not quite able to keep it up because of the doors there.
Yeah, and it looks like that may give Bensen another win right
Quick
here.
response.
Even going for that camera, just like dipping down into the void to make sure that he got that win there.
Oh, not quite able to hit him with that rocket. But that box is
actually doing some damage.
But he's not giving up yet. Oh, but not able to keep it up. Or keep up with Derp. Derp just going a little too fast over that box. Able to seal that one. 5-1 to Derp. And now we're gonna go to Bensen's pick. So both players are opting to be a bit immature in the present moment. We can't really do anything about that. So we apologize on their behalf. But I figure you guys would rather see the finals than just let it all end right here at 2 DQs. So
yeah, it's a little bit difficult to determine what exactly to do in this circumstance.
So we're just gonna continue, and we're gonna go into, again, I think it's Derp's pick, I said. So Derp, what is whatever map he would like. I believe. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It might be Bensen's pick. I don't remember who just played. I was a little focused on which.
All right.
So that we're gonna be going into library.
Yeah, and it looks like both players making sure to dodge that laser there, unsurprisingly. Tends to be something where if you're going fast enough in the first round, you can actually run into that laser, but usually players having to slow down for that.
Okay. So yes, it was Bensen's pick. That was correct. Good. Sorry for that. We had a little bit of an issue there. But we are back. You guys didn't miss too much because Bensen just won the. He's got some boost and a bomb, looking like a pretty convincing position to probably take this next round as well.
Yeah, and it looks like that bomb
Not
doing a bit. I think it mostly confused Derp a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he was able
Derp
to
recovering here.
It ended up actually benefiting Derp, I think, that bomb, because Bensen tried to use it to, which ended up actually hurting him because he couldn't take the.
Oh, and it looks like Bensen actually opting to go under that door, just barely, and also dodged the rocket. Didn't want to use that boost there because he would have been going straight into it. Looks like also managing to stay in the game despite being close to off screen there. We're gonna have a close match here.
So that's a very unfortunate mistake from Bensen there. He.
Oh, yeah.
And that's gonna end up costing him the round, and so Derp is gonna be take away that one. And so that's gonna make it 6-1 Derp's pick. That's so Derp is approaching his match point now, which is getting quite scared for Bensen.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have Void next.
And so yeah, Void. Going into Void. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on, so I was dealing with some other stuff. Like you said, we're going into. I don't think have we seen Void other than in the one non-grapple match?
I think it was just that match. Tends not to be a super popular pick, generally, but I think he had that in his last game as well. So possibly a map that he, you know.
So yeah, wow, okay, that was very close. Oh, Trip almost hitting his, I don't know if it was his ball or Benson's ball, almost hitting that ball that was shot at the.
And it looks like that guy's actually still there. He couldn't do anything about it.
Not sure how much that ice beam was needed, but adding a little insult to injury never hurts, and especially when you're trying to shake your opponent a little bit. That was definitely smart play in the mind games department.
And it looks like both players kind of like I don't know what to say about these plays. Going, oh wow, and actually that rocket just catching Bensen right there through the wall.
So,
yeah.
So Bensen trying to go for that nice box there to try and block Derp's grapple there, not quite able to get it. A little bit of item spam coming out.
Yeah, and it looks like Derp has the rocket, didn't quite manage to hit with it though. Also trying to use that bomb right there, but Bensen actually takes the other route, so it wasn't gonna affect him anyway. There's really interesting item plays here, like they're just dodging left and right, and we'll have to see if one of these will actually make the game here.
So yeah, sorry, I've been a little bit distracted this game, so I apologize for my non-great focusing commentary. Bensen currently in the lead on Void. Void is just one of those maps where you kind of just end up playing a long time, as shown by this bomb. But that's not to say that it isn't necessarily interesting. It's just hard to kill your opponent.
Yeah, and it looks like Bensen's taking the top route here, which can work out for you. It looks like he messed up a little bit in the upward section.
Yeah, that rocket just barely not able to hit. Derp's got an ice beam here. If he can use it properly, if he he could maybe turn it around. Not quite able to hit Bensen.
Yeah, and this game actually, Derp is going to take the second round after quite a long, death right there.
Sometimes on Void especially, sometimes it can take just forever for the map. And so with that, it's going to be Derp taking it away. That's 7-1. Derp now going to be on match. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be match point for Derp.
So I believe it's Bensen's pick?
Yeah, so it should be. And this may be the last round here.
So yeah, this is potentially the last round. Bensen is now on his tournament match, we'll say, such that he can no longer afford to lose in this tournament if he still wishes.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be on Casino, which I believe Derp played pretty well last time. I think we saw him play this map.
Yeah, I think he did do pretty well as well. Showing he hit those grapples very nicely.
Yeah, very clean. Like there was no issue with any of these grapples on the top section. Just outright, takes the lead.
I don't know what it is. They just looked clean. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, they're opting to go above the platform there as well, which can, I would say it can be quite a bit faster. It kind of just sets you up for the next section nicely. But it is a little bit tricky because if you hit that wall, you're just dead.
It's also interesting because normally people tend to go for that shortcut route with the gates, but both of the players here are opting to not go for that. Instead, they're trying the other.
Yeah, and it looks like Derp's in the back here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes these grapples here, and actually does right there, taking the lead again. So this could end up being pretty quick.
Bensen
if
almost.
We don't see clever use from Bensen.
Oh my goodness! What just occurred? He didn't make it, but then the gate pushed him up. Whoa! That was what a way to end it.
Yeah, that was really unexpected. I don't really know what exactly happened there.
So yeah, but that I guess that's gonna be Derpiculous taking the tournament in quite a spectacular fashion. I don't think I could have expected a better, because that's 8-1 and best. So thank you guys all for coming out and participating, especially to the 2 tournament finalists, Bensen and Derpiculous.